understand post-nut syndrome. I do not think
describe
they
post-nut
understand it.
syndrome, because this is something exclusive to us.
Yes.
And,
Well,
like, I don't know I like you until I come.
yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You do not
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and that's why it's so fucked up. Like, when women think we're fuckboys or we're pieces of shit as dudes, it's like, you don't get it. I think I like you.
Right.
Everything I'm saying to you, I believe.
Right.
And my dick is just like, yeah, we're gonna find out. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. And then you do feel like an asshole.
yeah.
But if you say that to them, they're like, "You're a fucking asshole." I'm like, "I'm just being honest with you.
Biology.
I got tricked by genetics."
Yeah. Why can't that be my biology? Why can't I feel?
So for women,
Yeah.
let me explain what this is like.
Yeah.
You have this.
It's like finding out your guy was poor.
This is what it's like. This is how I describe it. Having an erection and getting excited is
Right.
like sitting in the back seat of a really long bus.
Okay.
And there's some other guy up there driving the bus. Most of the time, you're driving the bus. Not when your dick is hard. When your dick is hard, there's some other guy driving the bus. And all the windows are rolled down. There's papers flying around. The horns honking. Dun, dun, and you're looking at life taking place through a dirty windshield 100 feet away from you. And you're like, do you even know where the fuck you're going?
Great deal of, like, a massive amount of thinking, like truly stupendous amount of thinking has gone into sex. Without purpose, without procreation. Which is actually quite a silly action in the absence of procreation. It's a bit silly.
Well,
so why are you doing it? Because it makes the limbic system happy. That's why.
That's why.
But it's pretty absurd, really.
Well, the whole of existence is pretty absurd in some kind of sense.
Yeah. But I mean, this is a lot of computation has gone into how can I do more of that with procreation not even being a factor. This is, I think, a very important area of research by NSFW.
An agency that should receive a lot of funding, especially after this conversation.
I propose the formation of a new agency.
Oh, boy.
Trying to hit this bitch for like almost a year, like letting her fucking manipulate me, play games in my head, like texting once and leaving me on red for a certain amount of time, all that shit. And then finally hitting, like, wow, that was a waste. That was, I'm done.
That's all she had.
Girls be like, oh, I'm gonna make it wait for like 3
And you
months.
won. Yeah.
Smash. You smash like.
That's right, pussy man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have all the power now. Because, like, I didn't realize that she was holding the power of pussy. I thought I really loved her. I really thought I loved her. Man,
How do you deal with post-nut clarity? My uncle told me a long time ago, bro. He told me, yo, before you make any like real decision, big decision, or maybe even a bad decision, he said, go jerk off. He said, I'm guarantee you, bro, like that first nut is like venom. That's where all the thirsty behavior comes from.
Beating off have saved me from cheating multiple times.
How do you deal with post-nut clarity? My uncle told me a long time ago, bro. He told me, yo, before you make any like real decision, big decision, or maybe even a bad decision, he said, go jerk off. He said, I'm guarantee you, bro, like that first nut is like venom. That's where all the
reason you experience post-nut clarity is not because porn is just some heaven-sent beam of enlightenment. It's because you're experiencing porn brain. It's because in the addiction cycle, you have these withdrawals that create that brain fog. So giving in removes those withdrawals and makes you feel like you have this moment of clarity. What happens when you quit porn or sexual addiction for good is that you get permanent enlightenment and clarity. Somewhere between 7 and 30 days, those withdrawal symptoms, that withdrawal phase goes away, and you start being able to think clearly again all the time, not just immediately after a relapse.
You know what's crazy? My computer said it's about to restart in 60 seconds, so I hope it don't be on no bullshit, bro. But man, the gang is back in town. Even if it do, I'll just restart this video again. It ain't nothing, but you know how it should be. You know how it should be. So let me put my boy up here real quick. Have the conversation if we can. I had it so sweet before. I don't know how I did that shit. How I did that. Right, Casher, the gang is back. We about to have a real conversation, I just pray my computer do not fucking do not do. And what did I do to have it be like it was? Cause I had it cold. Let me see. I had it like that. Maybe speaker. There we go. There you go. There you go, my Naga. Motherfucking Naga. Ra, he on mute right now. But when he get off mute, I'll have him introduce himself. All right, he in here. Make sure y'all can give us some thumbs up if y'all can hear him, and y'all can hear me, cause you know how we doing it. Ghetto bootleg. Hey, Rod, keep it real. How much time we planned this out?
About 20 minutes.
So you know we heavily prepared. You feel me? So we just gotta make sure y'all can hear us. Thumbs up if y'all can hear us. I know y'all can see him. Thumbs up if you can hear me. 2 thumbs up if you can hear us both. We about to have a very enlightening conversation if my computer don't restart in a minute. So, yeah, man, I had to bring Rob on here because it's my homie for real. I had just been chopping it up and thinking about like just doing content consistently, and the only person that I know that be consistent with as me is this nigga right here, bro. So I want him to give his handles on social so you can follow this man, because the only thing you know about Ra is that this nigga is going to post on a consistent basis whatever is happening on social media with no filter. Ra, what's your handles if you could? Or put them in the chat if you want. If you see it on YouTube, you on mute though, my guy.
Okay, Dark Sacred Serpent on Instagram. Rasim Maurice, Dark Sacred Serpent on Facebook. Those only 2 platforms I post up. Deal with right now, but we're gonna expand that thing. It's great to be back. It's great to see y'all again. I miss y'all. I miss my Naga. So he called me about a half hour ago and he said, "Let's chop it up. Let's put something together. I want to go live." I said, "I'm at work." He said, "I just left work." I said, "Let's do it." So here we are, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get to it.
You feel me? So the title of this, let me clear some shit up, because the title of this, bro, is post nut clarity, right? And I feel like that is a misnomer and fucked up behavior for black men to live. But I know me having this conversation brings me into the minority. So it's like I can't have this conversation completely by myself. You feel me? Because you might agree with me. You might not agree with me. But I'm in the school of Mantak Chia, semen retention. If I smoke crack every day, I know it ain't right to smoke crack, right? So if I bust nuts, that don't mean that I'm doing it because I want to. And that's just real. I don't think niggas feel that way. Maybe you don't feel that way. I just want to get your opinion on semen retention or let it all loose.
Well, honestly, I think there's there's more of a necessity for semen retention than it is for letting it all loose. They call that thing that thing the little death. And every time a man releases, he dies a little bit. So like when I was young, I remember how prevalent, masturbation was in my life. I remember how often I wanted to do it. And then gradually as I got older and actually was able to do it with actual people, it was pretty much the same thing. You know, at the end of the day, we're talking about just masturbating with another person's body. You know, you can call that sex if you want, but I digress on that. Um, but the idea of semen retention, when you know that you can hold that thing back and gain more power from it, and at the same time still be pleased, and at the same time still be able to please someone else like your partner, um, I just feel like the benefits of semen retention far outweigh whatever pleasure um, um, centers that might be aroused and you know climaxing and having fun and making you want to do all of this sexual shit can bring you from busting a nut. Like busting a nut sounds great on the surface, but semen retention to me is way more prevalent, way more.
That got me to thinking, like, why then? I mean, you may not know this. I just want your opinion because it's thought provoking to me. Why is it that dudes at a majority level, right? Look at all the babies out here. The babies out here mainly, you know, if we gonna be real, the babies in situations where, you know, the nigga ain't gonna be around, and even if he is around, he not really helping for real, cause he just letting the nut go. He just a little boy letting nut go. He got children, right? Is that the little death? Right? Is that the little death? You getting all of these responsibilities all because you horny and not even mentally and emotionally prepared for nothing really. You feel me? Because it's just like nobody is giving us advice on how to be fathers, but everybody expect you to be a father just because you having sex. But that's like
Super fact.
that's
Super
like
facts.
but check this out. That's like being a engineer of a bridge and not knowing no geometry, not knowing no machinery, nothing. And the governor said, "Nigga, you look good. You going to design that fucking aqueduct for the city." Cause I'm gonna tell you, designing an aqueduct with no instructions is probably easier than being a competent father.
Absolutely. There's nothing that can prepare you for fatherhood.
Nothing, bro.
Not in the current paradigm the way it exists, not in the old paradigm that it came from, not in the paradigm
Not in the
direction that in which we're
matrix.
going.
Not in the matrix.
Not in the matrix at all.
Not in the
Not in the
matrix.
matrix at all. This shit is not built that way. It's not built for you to be a good father. It's not built for you to be a good man and actually stand on your square and be about something. It's not built for that. This shit is built for manufactured narratives and whatever sells, that's where the wind gonna blow. Whichever way people spending their money, that's where the wind gonna blow. So yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. Like I think it would be easier for me to just be an architect and build a house tomorrow than it would be for me to just get up the next day and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be a father." No, absolutely not. Not when you come from people and those people that you came from weren't even the parents that they were supposed to be. How? And you never had any real substantial advice from male figures. Never had any real substantial advice from women about their idea of what goes on with being a parent. And you like to fuck. Like you really like to fuck. So we're gonna have to make those things make sense because those things are totally irreverse to each other. You know, you liking to have sex, but you having sex creates children.
And that's why we got to talk about the aqueduct one more time, right? Let's talk about the aqueduct. So I teach you how to make aqueducts. I teach you about right angles. I teach you about arches. I teach you about machinery. I teach you about pavement, masonry. And then guess what? You have a good aqueduct. Fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Give or take, depend on how easy or hard it is for you to learn information. At a certain point, you will be competent at making aqueducts. Now, imagine, right? If my point is, if we were actually taught good things about fatherhood, about manhood, about brotherhood, about any hood mystic, no. um we wouldn't have to incite trauma in our children, right? Because you know what's normal.
Say that again. Say that again.
You know
Incite
what's
trauma in our children.
You know what's normal. You know what's normal. People say,
"What's that?
I've been through shit," and you know what people say, everybody been through shit, right? Ain't that what people say?
Yep.
Ain't that
That's
what people
exactly
say?
what they say. Yep.
But what if I
Yep.
told you everybody haven't really been through shit? Only you have been through shit because we have normalized the lack of parenting on children, bro. I know I spent more time with TV than I spent with my mother and father.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know more
Absolutely.
about families and make believe than I know about real. And maybe you was up under your mom and dad, but I for sure my mom and dad was in the streets or working.
Nope. I was raised by a single mother, and my mother had 2 jobs, and she went to school. So, you know, that should give you an idea how much time I spent alone, which was like 97% of my time. Like I spent all of my time alone. So I got my ideas, my first set of ideas about family and parenting and that whole spiel of what you're supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing. I got that shit from TV. I didn't get that shit from family members. I didn't get that shit from anybody that substantially could have gave me something that I could actually use. I got that shit from TV. Just like we get all our ideas from fucking relationships from TV. Just like we get all our ideas from fucking sex from fucking TV.
From porn,
like,
from porn, from porn, from porn.
Yeah,
from porn. But
Yeah.
say for instance the porn they jacking off and it's a cum shot. What if you wasn't taught that? What if you was taught that you're not supposed to do that from the time you was born? Like that's the word we just know as all men, right? You're not supposed to slobber, right? And I say if we know we not supposed to slobber, we also should know that we not supposed to let the nut go. Because the nut go is a slobber. It's something, it's a childlike disposition, right? That as mature men that are leaders of a community, we talking about this and that, but at the end of the day, we don't even know the basics of semen retention because you had touched on something earlier that I need to touch back on right now. Semen retention is not having sex.
See, say that again. Say it again. Because I think it's misunderstood.
Yeah. Semen retention is not having sex. You cannot practice semen retention alone. You cannot practice celibacy alone because that's like saying, I'm gonna have a dinner for one when I'm by myself because no shit, Sherlock. You gonna have dinner for two? Who else is gonna eat with you? And I know it sound good, bro. It sound good to be in a particular situation of celibacy and semen retention and you all alone, but all of this is just shit that you don't have no particular choice in the matter. So go ahead.
I think the misconception or misperception is in the difference between semen retention and celibacy, right? Because I can't hear you, bro.
Go in. Go in.
Oh no, no,
I
I
was
keep talking.
no, I was just nodding. Like, go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the difference is that you a person would be celibate because they just don't want to have sex. But a person is practicing semen retention not necessarily because they don't want to have sex. They're practicing semen retention because they're trying to get more benefits out of that thing called sex, right? Because we know about that coiled snake, right? We know about that coiled serpent. We know about activating your kundalini, your God force energy. That comes from your ability to be able to maintain your specific levels of semen retention within the body. Now, that person that practices semen retention does like to have sex still. Absolutely. I did semen retention for like 3 years, 3.5 years. Of course, I still like to have sex, but the idea of me releasing within sex is misinformation that was given to us early. We thought the crown jewel was the ejaculation, when the ejaculation has absolutely nothing to do with the orgasm, right? Like the ejaculation has nothing to do with the orgasm.
Two separate things.
You know what I'm saying? And
it's like saying it's like saying slobbering is the same as spit, even though it's kind of the same thing. But you know the difference between a slobber and a spit. You should know the difference between an ejaculation and an orgasm. But go ahead, Jules.
Absolutely. Nah. So yeah, like the benefits from semen retention is the idea of learning how to worship one's partner, and this is a component of Tantra, right? So the idea is that you and your partner need to be able to have the ability to worship one another without the outside world and the judgment and all of the other silly shit. So what semen retention does is
Can I just say one thing though?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Y'all gotta honor each other too.
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. 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 But what I'm saying is the idea of semen retention is so you can benefit more from the idea from the actual act of having sex. See, if the top of the mountain is not me busting this nut, then I really have to pay attention to my partner. I really have to be in tune with my partner. And I also have to be able to get my benefit from this act without being able to feel the need to ejaculate. You know, the other side is what? We're gonna have sex, I'm gonna bust this nut, and then I'm gonna get post nut clarity, so it's gonna be weird because I'm gonna realize I really didn't like you, and then you're gonna end up pregnant, and now we're gonna have a baby, and we don't even really like each other, right? Like that's what we're talking about, right?
This shit is horrible, dog. This shit is horrible. This shit is nasty. In real life, in real cities, in real towns, with real people, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. Because he love you and like you up until the nut. But the funny thing about the nut is that it have a baby attached to it.
Yes, it do. It has a life force attached to that thing.
No, but even deeper to the young men, you have a life force attached to you that you just willing to just give away so willy-nilly. Society finessed the hell out of us with porn if you really think about it. This nigga, you on mute, so I guess he's on mute. I wanted to.
No. Oh, my bad. Okay. I was just saying, like, yeah, they don't want you to even think about the idea of doing anything but getting the nut, right? That's the objective of porn, right? Like everything is about that thing. They don't care about nothing else, right?
Yeah. And And I mean, my first experience of understanding how sex was actually working wasn't a birds and the bees talk. It was from sneaking into my uncle's porn collection, thinking I'm about to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or some shit, and I'm seeing some straight up and down sex. I'm like, what in the hell? You actually stick that thing inside that girl like that? Like, it really happens like that? Like, that shit, like, blew my mind, right? And I'm just like, well, I mean, it's going to happen eventually. But I felt like, damn, I should have been introduced about it. I should have been taught about the mysteries of love and sex. Because, you know, as a young man, if you're not taught this, 10 times out of 10, you're going to crash out. You're going to be chasing the fucking wall, right? You're going to be chasing your death. And it's so sad because families are broken, lives are ruined, you know, depression, relationships, you can't have a strong real relationship, all because motherfuckers be horny as fuck. And it's just like, all right, minus being horny as fuck, what is our potential as boy and girl? Or minus having sex based upon our natural shadow, because once again, we can't really even talk about sex if we don't talk about our shadows. Because, you know, when you have sex with old girl, Racine is not getting no pussy. Your shadow side is all up in that fucking pussy. The part of you that cannot listen, the part of you that can't really articulate words, like it be a part of you that just be moaning. Like, and that's his language. Like, he don't know how to really talk. He just be moaning in some pussy. Like, and this is a part of you that haven't really developed and matured. Not you per se, but the general you, me, right? It haven't really developed because we looking at sex like slobbering, and just because we slobber and can create a baby and it feel good to slobber, like if you ever just like allowed yourself to slobber, at a certain point, I imagine that there's some form of bliss in slobbering. You just let your fucking facial muscles relax and let all of the slobber come out. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I would imagine that it would feel good at some point if you didn't have to wipe your mouth.
Right, but at a certain point, you fucking look crazy. Right?
Yes, you look crazy.
That's what up and down porn sex will have you looking like. Crazy.
I like the analogy that you came up with.
I've been coming up with a couple of analogies in this conversation. The aqueduct was crazy.
What about the socket? I think you got to bring the socket back. Tell them the socket. What's the socket analogy?
What's the socket analogy? Refresh my memory.
The electric socket. The electric socket. Like, what do you do with the plug?
You stick it in.
You just putting that plug in and pulling it out.
My nigga, you smart. This nigga smart, bro. Don't let him hold you. This nigga a genius. So listen, right? Say for instance, we want to generate electricity in our home, right? And say for instance, your phone is dead, right? Your phone is dead on 0%. And you plug your charger up. At what point is it smart for you to stick your charger into the socket, put it out, stick it in, pull 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 it out, pull it out. At what point do it make sense if you trying to charge your phone? And then after a certain point, after 5 minutes, right, you just take the plug out altogether. How much charge is you gonna have on your phone? Because niggas is not fucking girls for longer than 5 minutes. It feel like a long time, but at the end of the day, I got, nigga, you older than me. 5 minutes, dog. It feel like An hour. That pussy be good. The older you get, the pussy get better. So it be like, damn, you get 5 good minutes, right? So imagine you needed your phone charged, right? And you put your plug in the fucking socket, took it out, put it in, took it out, put it in, took it out. And after 5 minutes, you said, man, I'm fucking fully charged. Your phone will probably be at 5%, right? And your phone will be dead, right? In the next.
And that's only if you got a fast charger. Like, what if you just got one of those gas station chargers?
And you know the type of nigga I am.
Like,
you know the type of nigga I am. You know I'm only spending. You know I'm only spending $5.99. You know this.
I know you on Craigslist.
I'm on Craigslist. The Snickers business, dog, is not booming. Quiet as kept. So listen, $5.99 for the charger. In and out. Your phone, bro.
In and out.
Your phone will not charge.
No, it will not.
But we want to have
it
couldn't possibly charge. And nigga, y'all is not fucking for longer than 5 minutes. I know.
Nope. Nope. Listen, man, you're right. I'm older than you. My foreplay is like 25 minutes.
Dog.
And my pipe game is about 6.5.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta eat
about
it.
6.5.
Right, I gotta eat it.
Have to. That's a super fact. Have to.
I have to eat it.
I'm gonna have the meal, and then I'm gonna come early.
Look, I did my job early. I did my job early.
Super facts. Super facts.
And if
yes, I did my job early.
Hey, listen. If the charger is fucked up, what you do with it? What you do with it? You be playing with it, don't you? You be like, oh man, right? You be like doing all this weird movement in your charger to get it to work, and then you try.
Yeah, you trying to see if it's a short. You trying to see if it's a short in the cord. You know what I'm saying? You trying to see if you get enough power coming through that socket. You know, you want to unplug whatever else is in that socket.
Listen. We were bamboozled, dog. You have sex, and this is hard because we are programmed, bro. Programmed to
trigger warning.
We are programmed to have sex the wrong way. And just because it results in childbirth some fucking times, because let's keep it a buck. If sex created children at the rate that niggas have sex, this conversation would be more prevalent. But you fucked your girl 1,000 times. One time you got her pregnant. Let's keep it real.
Yep. 1,000%. One time you got her pregnant.
One time you got her pregnant. You fucked all month. She had her. You've been kicking it with your girl for 5 years. Most of the time you kicking it with her, she's having a period every month. Meaning that you're not getting her pregnant like that. And you know we black. So everybody be real confused. Like, should you have sex 3 times a week? 5 times a week? Nigga, I've been having sex every night since I could remember if I wanted to have it. So it's not like we just, it's just something that we do. So it's not like, okay, you get pregnant every time you have sex. So what I'm saying is that, like, we don't even know how to have sex for real. We don't know how to do this shit. Because if we was to use common sense and talk about generating energy, we would simply be so charged up in our masculine. What does that mean? No porn, no ejaculation forever.
Like, you wouldn't care about that. You wouldn't care about it.
Why? Because your dick is going to be hard as a rocket. You're going to have the and women be like big, small, but let's talk about facts. You're supposed to deal with one man so your body can mold to that man.
Yes.
Or you can be a size queen and find the biggest dick that you can find and say, now I've accomplished my goal of finding the perfect dick. And because I'm special, I'm about to disregard biology. I'm about to disregard chemistry. I'm a disregard hormones. I'm a disregard my body and say, no, I need a special nigga. That's my problem. When no, you just need to.
I need a 6-foot nigga with 6 figures.
You just need to. You just need to be patient with the same dude. That is what they want. That is what they want. Like, I'm 5'11", and I don't gotta like, I missed the cut altogether. So you know that's why a nigga like me reading books.
Yeah. I'm 5'9.5" player. So.
Hey, say, listen, we talking spirituality on YouTube, nigga. We is not in no guts. This nigga at work.
Yeah, we is. Yeah.
Niggas keeping the world moving and shit like that. Niggas that 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, he getting all of the pussy. Like, it's crazy out here in the streets, man.
Yeah, he's sitting at home chilling, waiting for his phone to ring. Like, he knocking down phone calls.
He don't need no knowledge. He don't need no knowledge of self.
That nigga don't care about consciousness.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
What was that shit you said a couple years ago? You said only broke niggas care about consciousness.
Listen, this is a broke nigga sport. Listen, if we was rich,
that's a fact.
we would be burning these books. We would be like, fuck you niggas.
Burning them books.
That's why God keep you at a certain level financially, because he know you. He know you. He know you.
Like, he know you will burn this bitch down if you get too much. You gonna burn this bitch down.
God know me. God know I ain't shit. So he gonna keep me at a certain financial level, because he know once you get money, nigga, you about to be acting so funny and so mean and so fucked up to people. Yeah, you gonna make just enough so you can apply for WIC, and that's my level, you know.
Yeah,
I gotta. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. I don't gotta post on Craig. I don't gotta post on Craigslist for nothing.
Hold up. How many gallons of milk you get?
Listen, you get. I got 5 kids. I got 5 kids. So I come in that bitch. No. Hey, listen, you remember when food stamps first came out, when they was like the paper joints, like it was like actual money?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Remember when niggas used to be, you don't see this no more because of inflation, but back in the day, if you can believe it or not, niggas would get their food stamps and hit the grocery store with 2 carts, right? Right? I feel 2 carts filled with shit, right? With WIC and 5 kids.
One cart would be for WIC.
Listen.
Yep, one cart would be just WIC. Like,
I don't got WIC because WIC stand for women and children. So by the fact of me trying to be in my kid's life, that don't even matter, right? But
yeah, it don't even matter.
I imagine if I was to get WIC, I would be up in that bitch with 2 carts filled of fucking cow puss milk, fucking cheese filled with steroids, fucking meat products and things of that nature, Similac to fucking poison my kids and things of that nature. I bet you I'd be walking out that bitch like Pablo Escobar with fucking all types of fucking Enfamil for the streets, nigga. Back on my feet. Yo. But it's like that, bro. Like,
but it's real though, cause a broke nigga would feel so good about himself just because he was able to shop that way. You know what I'm saying? You feel so good about yourself just because you're able to fill the carts up. Like, I ain't got no money right now, but at least I fill the carts up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting out of there with some good things. Goodness gracious.
Hey, but you ever
we poor as fuck, man.
Yeah, man. It's hood nigga shit, but at the same time, it keep us knowledgeable. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you ever wanted to hide something, from niggas, where would you put it?
In a book?
I mean, that's all. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Let's keep it a buck, right? Let's talk to the ladies one time, right?
One time for the one time.
You never gonna find a nigga that's not going to want to ejaculate inside of you, right?
Never.
And you may, right? If you might is if it's 1,000 girls that watch this video, one of them might 2 of them might, 3 of them might, but the majority, and we're men, right? Men have it programmed in us to let that shit go, right? That is,
Yes, we do.
that is fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be,
Absolutely.
if you want to be real about it, as a woman, you can have this conversation with him, and I pray that he bear witness to your God force energy, and he understands the conversation, and he purchases Montauk Chia books, and he reads it from front to back, and studies it, and do YouTube videos on it, and talk to it about it with his mans. Cause I want you to have that type of nigga in your life. So yeah, we joking and talking shit, right? But the nigga that you gonna deal with, as nice as he is, as much as he take you out, what's the end result is little death, my baby.
Yes, definitely low death.
Little death.
And you had one of these sits on one of your videos from last week in which the little girl was talking about how you saw how that nigga looked when you was hanging out with him, when he was courting you, right? Like you saw how that nigga was when he was with his boys in the street, and you saw the situation and what it was worth when y'all met each other. You knew good and well when you was looking at that nigga that he wasn't father figure type. You knew good and well, but you laid down with him, no? Unprotected, I might add. So, like, yeah, that's a double-edged sword that goes both ways because niggas act real trifling too after they get the box, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could do without it after they already got it, right? Say everything that they could say to get it, and then after they get it, it's like I could do without it, right? So, that shit, we joking about it, just like you said, my guy. We joking about it, but this shit ain't funny at all. This shit is trifling. This shit is trifling. And this is the type of shit that have you selling your soul to somebody randomly in the street because you just don't you just gave up too much of yourself and you don't know how to get back to point zero. Like honestly, it's trifling
That's
on both
literally
sides. You know what I'm
everybody
saying?
that I know. They done fuck with a nigga and they couldn't get their shit back in order. They done fuck with a girl and they couldn't get their shit back in order. Cause all you doing is having sex with a fucking stranger and you don't even know what the fuck is happening because your shadow is living through the sexual experience. Your shadow is
That's
thriving.
the only time it come out.
It's the only time it come out and it lives in that. And when it comes to you confronting it, when it comes to you addressing your fears, when it comes to you getting your emotions in check, how can you when it's a piece of pussy next to you? It's a motherfucking hanging dick next to you. You can't handle the truth. Cause at a certain
you can't get past the little head. You ain't gonna get past the little head.
Nah, man, nigga be too horny. Be too horny. Be too in ignorance, too in bliss. And so when your shadow is living and you're not doing shadow work, it's a part of you that's existing that you're not able to monitor and track and grow and develop because it wants to slobber. It wants to drool.
Yeah.
It's not evolved like you. It is like an infant getting some ass. And that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
But your shadow is like a little baby. You need to get in tune with yourself. You need to be able to.
It's that little boy that never got his way. The first time he was told no, and the first time he was told to go sit in the corner, and he was put on timeout, or he got a spanking because he didn't wipe the counter down. It's that little boy or that little girl. That's your shadow, and it's been ignored and suppressed for how long?
Forever. It only comes out when you have sex with this stranger that you call husband or wife. And you will only operate in that because you was taught that from a little square screen that tells lies to your vision because your eyes do not perceive the real world. Your eyes pick up images from the real world, sends it back to your brain, and your brain then processes and then determines what is the true thing that you're actually seeing. So if you equate sex to the things that you see on porn, then and this is and I'm gonna tell you, kids, phones, porn, that's what the motherfucking real, that's what the tea is. Niggas be like, what's the tea? The tea is your kids is watching porn at every chance that they get because they be having your phone in their hand and they know how to get to that shit. And that shit is ruining their shit.
But not only that, big bro, not only that, it's little Jimmy, go sit your ass down and play on your tablet, right? It's little Nessa, go and play in your room and turn on the TV and leave me alone, right? So you've at every chance that you've gotten, you've pushed them away and you've made them go and do something else. And so they had to occupy their time doing something. And why not do the thing that everybody says you're not supposed to do? But hey, ain't nobody paying attention to you, so why not?
Because if I told you not to do it, I'm assuming you're not going to do it because you're my little angel.
Delusions of grandeur, right? Every parent can think is an angel, unless you're realistic. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, your kid is an angel, so they wouldn't possibly be doing that. No.
It's wicked out here, and yeah, I feel like it should be normal to have a conversation about semen retention and teach this to whoever wants to learn, because I think like people view it as a way like if I'm not in a relationship, I can practice semen retention, but that's not how you practice semen retention. You practice semen retention by loving, and you spoke to this, and I feel like we just need to really hammer home this part. As a man, you love your wife and your woman by holding in your sperm. It might seem counterintuitive, but you gotta understand it. Like you gotta understand it, because what's gonna happen when you are in the process of releasing semen, you can actually feel your woman losing energy, feelings towards you, like she did. Fuck post nut clarity. It's a clarity that a woman have when she start looking at your ass outside of wanting to fuck you, right? Because I know every man know that when a woman really want to fuck him, he getting away with something.
Yep.
She don't know. She don't know me for real. She think I'm this nigga that she think that I am, but for real, if she knew who I was, we wouldn't be even here at this dinner. She would never even sit here and talk to my ass.
Facts. Because what do we always say about our collective stories? It's something that we always make sure to point out before we go any further and try to get people into doing whatever it is that we're doing.
Shit.
I ain't shit.
I
I'm
ain't
the
shit.
bad guy in my story.
I ain't
I
shit.
am the bad guy in my story. Like, please don't cry for me, Argentina. Please don't.
Don't get it confused.
You don't get to this point, this level of caring and understanding and awareness, and not be coming from that trifling dude. Like, I am a savage. I understand what a savage is. I've been a savage the majority of my life. Now I'm going to the other side. I've been started going to the other side. But first and foremost, I am a savage. I am a primal being just like you. And guess what? I want all of those endorphins. I want all of that stuff that's going to come from the pleasure centers of my body when I embark on those journeys. However, that seems like small fries to me now, as opposed to what it was back when I was a little kid. So like right now, like that's not the top of the mountain. The nut is not the top of the mountain. The nut can never be the top of the mountain if you truly care about your partner. Now, we talking about some sacred horse shit. Okay, I understand they do it differently, but they still spreading love. If you're talking about semen retention and you're talking about doing it and being in union with your partner, then you actually are saying that you care.
So semen retention is imperative if you actually care about your relationship. If you don't care about your relationship, then bust a nut every day. Go for it.
And listen to this. In real time, you're gonna actually love your girl because you did not ejaculate. You're gonna be in that energy. You're not going. And what is that energy? We're talking about life force energy. See, let's be clear. It isn't that you don't like her no more. It's that you don't like yourself. Hold on. I'm not done. Give me a second. Give me a second, bro. After you bust a nut, you feel bad for busting the nut. Whether you're having sex, whether you're watching porn, you feel bad, then you project that energy on your partner.
And do you even know why you feel bad? You know why you feel bad?
Because you've lost yourself.
You jerked off every day. You jerked off every day. You remember the shame that you felt for jerking off, for thinking that you was doing something that you wasn't supposed to be doing, and now you're doing it as an adult? Things like a heavy psychosis, brother. Like that is a heavy and deep embedded psychosis, especially if you have no recollection of your shadow, especially.
But then think about the energy that you're losing, the calories, the testosterone, the you have every sperm have a possibility to be a human. That's a lot of DNA. That's a lot of DNA coding in each and every sperm that we
6 million every time. Can you imagine as a kid when you jerked off every day, right? Like every time you did it, you lose 6 million of them. 6 million every time you do it.
And you did it every day.
Like bigger than a little death. That seems like bigger than a little death.
That's spiritual death. That's spiritual death. And you might in the sad part of this conversation is that you might find a good man or a good woman that is disconnected from their sexual organs because they've been masturbating. And the thing about, see, I know a lot of things be like, Kyrie, you shouldn't say this, but it's only the truth because women don't sexualize themselves because they feel pretty. They sexualize themselves to put them in a particular light to find the most desirable male to want to have sex with them on the late night creep. Because what's the point of looking good?
Shit is rooted into the Bible.
By default.
Yep. By default. Yep.
By default. This is why everybody is on these particular platforms such as Instagram and if you got it, flaunt it. But let's not kid ourselves. We doing this Zoom, we on YouTube thanks to porn. Why? Because streaming is utilized not on YouTube mostly. Streaming is utilized on the various porn sites. Porn is the foundation for the internet. We a small.
It's the pioneer, right?
It is
the pioneer of
it is the internet. So we just a small little corner here talking some mumbo jumbo at the end of the day because what keep this shit moving is up and down sex and ejaculation. Why? Because the reality of all of this shit is to make sure that you continue to have sex the wrong way. So you can enact spiritual death on a whole populace of people to whereas now you can control them because you turn the whole world into zombies because everybody is watching porn and we all assume that this is the correct way of having sex. Kyrie, what's the correct way of sex? You just insert and you just stay there and you just allow yourself to have the conversation, to feel the sensations, to build up the energy, to meditate, to have the eye contact. See, you got to actually love your woman. You got to actually love yourself. Your wife actually got to love herself. She got to actually love you to even have sex. See, the shit that y'all be having, Your shadow is doing that. This is why you don't
That shit is just masturbation.
It's just masturbation. It's the shit you could do when you 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's why chicks can take me or leave me now. Cause the dildo 8000 can spin around, do tricks, rub on her clit. Like, what the fuck I'ma do with my little shit? I'll be just like, she looking at me crazy. Nigga, can you spin around in this pussy?
Word. Can you do a backflip?
Can you please do a backflip?
Can you not get soft? You not get soft at all?
Nah, like you came and now you soft. You want to go to sleep. You should be like a machine. Like,
Word.
I mean, it is what it is.
And
you
guess,
know,
you could actually be like a machine with semen retention. All right? Because
bingo,
the goal wasn't ejaculation.
bingo.
If the goal wasn't ejaculation, and you've actually practiced this thing called semen retention, then you would actually be able to do the whole penetrating thing. You just wouldn't seek an ejaculation at the end of it, right? Like you would be able to do all of this stuff, which is the play sex, right? The fake sex. You'd be able to do all of that. Ejaculation wasn't the goal, and you'd be hard the whole time.
You'll be just like a dildo. Pause.
Pause.
Let me read this because it's interesting. We were supposed to read and shit, nigga. We just was chopping it. Like, shout out.
It's been a couple years. We had to catch up.
Right, but shout out to you for coming up with the clips that we did earlier. Make sure it's Dark Sacred Serpent on Instagram. What's your Facebook?
Racine Maurice.
Racine Maurice on Facebook. Listen, we was gonna read chapter 8, but I'm gonna read this quote before we get up out of here because listen, I feel like this nigga is going to come with some clips and I'm gonna fucking edit them bitches and then we gonna talk like we bitch talking. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is just something that we do for fun. You feel me? And I feel like
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, y'all niggas is only gonna have black men talking about Deion Sanders at the end of the day, right? Allow us
or Remy Ma tattoos. Or Remy Ma tattoos.
Listen, or Alpha Men, Andrew Tate, some weird shit. You feel me? Basketball.
Yeah.
You know,
Steve Harvey,
or basically how women ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like something of the like. You always gonna have some weird shit. You know, at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I feel like we all ain't shit. And if you are the person who is shit, I'm here to tell you, you probably the most ain't shit person known on earth. If you just can accept that we all ain't shit and we all need to like heal and understand some things about this shit, we'll all be opening up our books, doing book reports, and sharing the knowledge, learning, teaching, learning, teaching, learning, teaching, learning, teaching. Cause shit, I want to learn some shit. I want to teach. That's how it goes. But let me get into this quote. Reject all reasoning about sex. Practice special exercises. To be able to make love and not emit is the secret of semen. Increasing and aiding the semen is the way of the life force. And this is in 2nd century BC, the Yellow Emperor. Right? So, I know that society is telling you that you need money, young man. I know that society is telling you you need big booty bitches with BBLs bouncing on your BBC. But at the end of the day, let me tell you, all you need is life force energy. Because at the end of the day, might be ended up looking like Melissa Ford doing a podcast or something. At one point, and then at a whole nother point, you was video vixen of the year, whatever the fuck that
she
means.
Bad, bro. She was bad.
I mean, she still is bad, but we would have to understand people at a spiritual level before we understand people at a physical level, because the understanding of dealing with people at a physical level has got our people all fucked up from top to bottom, left to right. So at a certain point, You know, it's young women who feel like they can't even begin to be in a relationship. It's some men that feel like they can't even begin to be in a relationship. So we have these two opposing sides, but these are two complementary energies that need to work together. But if nobody is teaching y'all how to work together, then y'all just going to deal with yourselves hormonally, biologically, bust that nut, and then be on your way. So when I'm in the grocery store, nigga, I'm at the grocery store trying to get me something, right? And it ain't nothing but that, bro. It's sad, bro. I'm telling you it's sad. I'm telling you it's fucked up, bro. Our people don't communicate in no other way besides fucking and busting nuts. I'm talking about the ghetto in the hood. I don't know how they doing it in the suburbs.
Yes.
But in the ghetto, in the hoods, there's only one rule, and that shit is fucked up. So share this video. Share this video to some hood niggas that's busting nuts crazy. Share this video to your little brother, your uncle, who always having little bitches around you, thinking that shit is cool, man. That shit whack. And I ain't saying being in a relationship is whack. I'm saying multiple relationships with multiple women is a fucked up way of living, bro. Cause what you doing? You ruining the lives of motherfuckers because what's gonna happen? She not gonna be able to really bond with a nigga cause she bonded with you. With you. You in the fucking win. And
you already in. Every time you ejaculated in her, you imprinted on her. So now she's stuck on you.
She's stuck on you, bro. She's stuck on you, bro. And you might laugh at her with a nigga like, look at this bitch with this nigga. No, you the reason, nigga, that she not really fucking with this nigga for real. Let's keep it a buck.
Yes, sir.
This
because those imprints start to run across on each other, right? Because now you trying to get rid of that nigga, so you get with another nigga and he ejaculated you. Now you got two imprints in you.
This shit confusing, bro. And the problem is, like, we not even allowing motherfuckers to grow and develop because at the end of the day, social media and dating sites have just let women just assume that all you gotta do is have sex with a man. You don't gotta learn. Yeah. You don't gotta grow. You don't gotta really get into. And then the internet will get on here and say, well, women make more money than men. Man, it's a few women that's making more money than men, but it's still hood rats out here in these fucking streets, bro. I'm not being mean when I say that shit. That's reality. So y'all can act like shit. Y'all got a fucking job or some shit that y'all done made it or some shit. But it's a lot of women toting 3 and 4 kids at the grocery store, like with a full-fledged wig on, looking crazy. And I don't see y'all wrapping y'all arms around them type of girls, right? I see y'all in your ivory tower or on a high horse, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, my thing is, all of this shit could be avoided if men practice semen retention.
Yeah, you hit every fucking base. You hit every fucking base, bro. Like that is exactly the impetus for preventing fatherless children and miserable mothers, and the nuclear family has been destroyed. Like, we have no more concepts of being raised in a village. Like we just don't know. Like you said, it's sex, it's nutting, and we on to the next. And quiet is kept, like it's an arms race because everything is a competition and everything is based in comparison. And if you just scrolling all day, then you comparing yourself to what you don't have because that shit you ain't got, right? Like you clearly ain't got it because if you had it, you wouldn't be scrolling. So like you said, man, it's just fucked up, bro. See the same people in the fucking grocery store, bro. It's just fucked up.
Ah, man, I feel like, share this shit though, and we'll have a conversation. But at the end of the day, like niggas that act like they care about black people, but at the end of the day, like, can't actually care about black people because at the end of the day, this shit is happening and nobody is actually saying, well, it's a nigga named Man Talk Chia talking about life force energy and how your sperm have enough blood in it like to fuel a whole child or some weird, like he have some weird stat about semen that is so concentrated with so much blood. Like this whole motherfucking banks of niggas with sperm and selling that shit, bro. Bitches going there with 6-figure jobs buying nut, right? Like what the hell? Nigga, and this is and this is what is you like you produce this shit naturally.
Yep.
You produce it naturally. It comes out of you and you can't really honor it. And so say for instance I have $100 in my hand right now. And I say I love this $100, but I'm gonna just give it to a nigga, right? Do I love that $100? Right? And like we know ain't none of us shit. Somebody give me $100 right now. We on give Rob fuck $100 right now. Niggas ain't giving you $100, right?
Nah.
But you gonna get that bitch your nut. You gonna get that bitch your cum. And it's like, damn, you done took her out to eat. You done did all of this. At a certain point, this is why I'm on Craigslist. Look for me on Snickers. We should be at least getting $59.99.
Not Snickers. Not Snickers. Oh my gosh. Listen, man, Snickers is profound on the internet, man. Snickers is popular.
Hey, $59.99. It's a special. It's a special.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat it.
Like
this is life force energy, bro. I got 5 kids.
Bro.
I got 5 kids. They healthy.
Bro.
They healthy.
That's the A through. That's the A through E right there, bro.
Listen. Alpha, beta, sigma, delta, all that, nigga. All of the blood types, nigga. What you mean, bro? It's high quality shit. $59.99, bro. $59. Listen.
$59.99.
Stop having sex for free, bro. You as a man.
Get it while it's hot. Get it while it's cold. Get it while it's warm. You get it anytime where you want.
Hey, we gotta value ourselves, cause the moment you value yourselves. Listen, because when you ejaculate, you're going to hate yourself, you're going to hate your girl. It's not post-nut clarity.
No, it's not.
It's shadow projection. Because you're not even supposed to be living like that. You're not supposed to be living like that. You know, why when you have sex with your girl, you go straight to sleep because your body got to go in hyper overdrive.
To replenish.
To replenish itself, nigga. What the fuck? You should just go to sleep and wake up with that energy and do something productive.
Like how you could lift 200, 300, and 400 pounds, but you just have sex with this little old woman, and now you just don't want to do nothing. Like you're gonna have to make that make sense. You done lost
a lot of energy, bro. You done lost a lot of energy. And energy, man, I know, nigga. I know, but energy is precious, my guy. Your energy is precious. God didn't make no mistakes when he made your ass, bro. He created a perfect system, my nigga. He created a perfect being. He created a God, bro. And what you do? Chase ass? Nigga, I haven't chased ass since it's been at least 10 years since I've chased some ass, bro. Chase ass is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's been longer. Been longer for me. Like I
nigga, you 65, bro. You 65, bro. This nigga got a 21-year-old face.
I am Benjamin Button. Man.
Yes. This is all facts. All facts. This nigga, would you look at this nigga's face? Look at this nigga's face. How is he?
When we met 5 years ago,
you look older.
Did you call me Saint Germain?
Hey, you look younger. You look younger today than you did. You put the 40s down.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck, this nigga crazy, man.
Shout out.
This nigga crazy as hell.
Shout
Nigga
out.
working 2 jobs, nigga. That nigga can't drink. I feel you, man. I'm trying to be like you when I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, man. You an inspiration, bro. I'm proud of you though. I see you, you know, they can't keep a real nigga down for too long. This is what I always told your ass, but this nigga be like, man, I don't know, hood. I don't know.
Yeah, I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way.
I don't know.
The whole time I was going through that shit, I was like, damn, he was right. He was right all the time. Like, I was so mad at you for being right. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, he told me about that too. Like, every day I got up, I was like, he told me about this too. I was so mad. I was so mad.
Can't keep a real nigga down forever, man. So, yeah, we gonna do this again. And, hey, send us some clips, man, if y'all find some clips so we could talk about that shit. Because, we going to come at it from a different angle. If everybody talking about this, we going to talk about that. We promise.
We don't do control narratives.
Nah, we don't do status quo. We don't do what you expect. Nigga, you just never know what's going to happen between us. We just going to, you going to laugh. You going to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee. Yeah, so... All right, man, we gonna end this stream and yeah, man, give them your math one more time.
Dark Secret Serpent on Instagram, Rossi Maurice on Facebook. I will expand that, but that's it for right now.
Yo.
Peace.